In 2014, I went to Italy and studied the Mediterranean diet firsthand, and one of the foods that they ate pretty much every day were beans and lentils. And as you guys have seen more recently, I've been eating a lot more beans and lentils. In fact, it was one food that really helped support my 15-pound postpartum fat loss goal. But there are a lot of things that happen when you start to eat beans every single day that are science-backed and can completely transform your body. So today I'm sharing 7 ways that beans can completely transform your body, but also 2 things that you really need to be careful of when you do start eating more beans. Let's dive into it. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance. On my channel, I share the science-backed and delicious information to help you achieve your weight loss and wellness dreams without counting calories. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Today's video is also sponsored by Gem, but more on them in a bit. Okay, we already alluded to the first thing, but it's that it makes fat loss so much easier. I very recently experienced this when I started to eat at least 1 cup of beans every single day, and it literally made my fat loss journey just feel essentially effortless, especially when I combined it with my other tools of eating enough protein. But beans are both high in fiber and have a good source of plant-based protein, both which help to stabilize blood sugar levels and really raise the hormones that make us feel full and satisfied. Overall, just making it so that every aspect of a fat loss goal is so much easier. Plus, beans are considered low glycemic load, which means that they're really blood sugar stabilizing when you eat up to 1 cup's worth at a meal. The second really crazy thing is that it can improve your mood and mental health. The massive amount of fiber that's in beans helps to feed your good gut bacteria. This helps to keep the gut bacteria really healthy, and healthy gut bacteria can enhance our serotonin production, which is that feel-good hormone. Especially when you consider most of our serotonin production happens in the gut, that's a pretty big deal. Research also just generally shows that a healthier gut leads to better mental health, which honestly, I can also attest to that because when my gut health was the worst, when my bloating was the absolute worst, that's also when my anxiety was the worst too. Okay, the third benefit is it improves your heart health. This has been found in both epidemiological and actual controlled studies. When we look at mass populations, we tend to find that those who eat beans tend to have better heart health outcomes. But then also when we actually test people eating more beans, such as one study where they specifically had people eat 1 cup of beans per day, it's been found to improve various heart health markers, such as reducing total and LDL cholesterol, as well as improving the triglycerides, which is arguably the most important lab when it comes to heart health. The fourth is improved gut health. This is definitely something I've noticed lately. Because beans are so high in fiber, it really helps to keep that good gut bacteria strong and thriving because the gut bacteria actually feeds on that fiber. So you're literally fueling the good gut bacteria in your GI tract. And this in turn can help to reduce gut inflammation and can help to promote gut motility, which is how your gut actually literally moves food and bowel movements out of your body. And that of course can help to keep you regular and prevent constipation. And before we move on, I want to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Gem. Gem is a really amazing whole food supplement, and in the past I've used their multivitamin, but lately I've been using their stress supplement, and it's called their Chill Out Magnesium Bite. It has 3 different forms of magnesium that helps to support muscle recovery, sleep, and mood. It also has lemon balm, which is an herb known for reducing stress and anxiety. I like to take mine in the evening to help me wind down and get really high quality sleep, which is so important for so many aspects of health. But also if I know I'm going to have a particularly stressful day, I will take it earlier in the day to just give myself more of that mellow vibe. I love that Gem supplements, including their Chill Out Magnesium Bite, is made from whole food. So I don't have to choke down a capsule because I hate taking capsules. I'm always scared I'm going to choke. Instead, I get to eat a tasty bite that gives me amazing benefits and nutrients. The Chill Out Magnesium Bite is made with cacao, banana, and cinnamon, so it gives it this warm, slightly nutty and sweet taste. And it tastes so good. I legitimately really look forward to taking it. And you can get 20% off your first month of Gem with code AUTUMNBAITS at checkout. So make sure you head over to dailygem.com/autumnbaits, or you can check out the link down description below. Okay, the fifth thing that eating beans every day does is it increases your hormone GLP-1. This is that really powerful satiety hormone that weight loss medications like Ozempic are targeting. So when your gut bacteria munches on that fiber that is within beans, it then produces something called butyric acid. On its own, butyric acid is really anti-inflammatory, which is why it's so great for the gut. But this also then triggers your body to release the satiety hormone GLP-1, which is one of the reasons why it can make achieving a fat loss goal so effortless because you feel so full and satisfied. Okay, the sixth are the metabolic health improvements. Studies have found that eating beans can help to improve blood sugar as well as improve fasting insulin level, both of which are really important factors for reducing type 2 diabetes risk. In fact, I recently just did a full blood test panel and I tested my fasting insulin, And even while I'm eating a cup or more of beans every single day, my fasting insulin was only at 3, which is very, very low. Okay, and the 7th are skin improvements. Now, there's not a lot of direct research from this one, but there's a lot of anecdotal evidence. So people like myself, as well as just others in the space, are noticing that when they eat more beans, they're also seeing just improved skin health, reduced breakouts. And it's thought that because beans can help to reduce inflammation, they also provide the high quality source of polyphenols and antioxidants, and it can help to balance blood sugar levels. All of these are thought to contribute to better skin health, as well as the fact that eating beans can improve gut health, which is very tied to skin health too. Now, all that being said, there are 2 things you have to be really careful with. The first thing you have to be aware of is this is about to blow up. I have a strong, sneaky suspicion that eating more beans or eating more fiber in general is about to be the new protein. Recently, people have become really aware of the benefits of eating more protein, how it can stabilize blood sugar levels, how it's so important for every aspect of healing and fat loss within the body, which is really great. It's so important that people know this information, just like how it's so important that people know the importance of fiber too. But as a result, we have seen so many ultra processed, ultimately just junk food items that are not going to have the same benefits, like protein cookies, protein chips, all of these just really, really ultra processed foods that are, quote, high in protein. And I have a feeling the same thing is about to happen with beans and lentils and legumes. You're about to see a lot of different chips and crackers and cereals and Pop-Tarts or something that are going to be made from black bean flour, lentil flour. And it's true that you can make healthier versions of some of these items. Like you can make black bean brownies, and these are so much better for you than just regular typical brownies. However, it doesn't mean that they are something that you should be having every day, and it's not going to be something that will have the same benefit as just eating beans with your meals, especially because a lot of these items are going to be ultra processed and take away some of the other benefits like the fiber or like the antioxidants. So just be wary when you start to see this blow up, because I can guarantee you it will. And then the second thing you need to be really aware of is to not replace all your protein with beans. Now, I have been singing the praises of beans. I have used them pretty much every day for the last multiple months. I've actually been eating a lot of beans, and beans are pretty much in all of my programs for the last decade or so. They can be a really great, important part to your overall health and wellness journey. However, they are not a complete protein, and they do not have the same benefits as eating a high quality source of protein. Yes, beans do have some protein, but it is not the same type of protein that's going to be in other really protein rich foods like Greek yogurt, eggs, meat, etc. For example, there's a very important amino acid called leucine that is needed for muscle maintenance and muscle growth, and beans have about half the amount of leucine that ground beef does, and it only has about 1/10 the amount of leucine that whey protein powder does. So there are benefits to beans, but we want to make sure that it is still balanced with high quality sources of protein. So here's how you can actually use beans or use lentils to see the benefits and balance it out properly. First, we want to aim for about 1 cup of legumes, so beans or lentils per day. That's what the studies seem to show the most benefit with. They even compared it to half a cup of beans or lentils, and it didn't have quite the same perks. So aiming for about a cup, especially if it's a cup at each of your meals, is a good place to start. I also like to make my beans from scratch at home by soaking them and cooking them. This helps to reduce anti-nutrients that are naturally found in beans and legumes, and therefore can help you to actually absorb more things like iron from the beans. It's also better for your gut health when you cook it this way versus having canned. And you can use any type. I've recently been singing the praises of black beans, but you can use black beans, chickpeas, lentils, French lentils. All of them are really great and also provide variety to your meals too. But if you want to check out specifically my experience with black beans lately and how I used it to achieve my fat loss goal, as well as how to actually prepare the black beans with that soaking method, you can find it with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.